Okay, so let's go now to the second topic of the day. I really hope Dr. Felix Olorunda will still be able to join us so that we can also have his opinion on this. And that is talking about the student loan scheme of the Renewed Hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We'll be discussing this in about 10 minutes, Dr. Kayode. Now, during the week, one of the things that we also heard and saw was the chairman of FIRS, Dr. Zach Adedeji, saying the student loan will be funded. One of the ways by which it will be funded is the education tax. Now, education tax is a 3% tax that every for-profit company in Nigeria pays to the FIRS to ensure and enable quality education in the country. And this has seen a lot of reactions too. So my personal, I feel, okay, since the education tax is basically to, fund quality education in Nigeria, why then are do we have people saying this is a wrong thing? No, it shouldn't be. So do you think, first of all, it shouldn't be, the student's loan shouldn't be funded with the education tax? If yes or no, why do you think so?
Yes. Education tax. Why are you taxing people on education? It is to fund education.
Yeah, for quality
just as
education.
you tax Lagosians on security to fund security in Lagos State. But the question goes back again to that word, integrity. Integrity. Is it today that we have been having education tax? That people has been paying education tax? No. What have you been using that education tax for before now? Nobody can explain.
TETS fund has been, funded over the years by the federal government.
Okay.
Recently, even
let's say now, TETS fund.
They talked about the allocation given to them for
that
this
TETS
year.
fund. That TETS fund. Where has it been getting its funding? Is it through that education tax?
But the federal government has been funding the TETS.
My question is it through that education tax? Who has been talking about that education tax? That's even number one. Number two, still on integrity. When this administration came up with student loan,
yes,
I said, yeah, let's see what they want to do different. Because student loan have been existing since time immemorial. In fact, that was the time they were having their office at, I think, Fadeyi Obanikoro area. But I don't think I ever seen anybody telling me that he or she have been able to access student loan from that board. Okay? Now, when you now look at the policy that came up after this subsidy removal, when I went through the policy, I looked at it as it is going to be the accessibility is going to be as difficult as you asking a camel to pass through the needle's eye. And that's the truth because I read the policy. Okay?
Based on the criteria?
Sure. Based on if not because you don't have time, I will have given you an outlay of the criteria there.
So
like
bringing it to the education tax
now
saying
coming to education tax,
it is wrong to
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong.
By the way,
but the question is what are the criteria laid down for an eligible student to be able to access the fund? What?
But that has been provided by the government.
The issue is all those criteria laid down. I will tell you now. One, the salary of your father and your mother must not be more than. But then the question is, when you are looking at that salary, what is the minimum wage? Even the minimum wage, when you put the minimum wage together of a father and a mother working is higher than that. That is there. 2, you must have somebody, a level 10 officer from the ministry, or somebody who have been practicing, I think, law
but
for the past. Where will Iyaniboli and the organizer on the streets get a level 10 officer to come and
so are you questioning the education tax based on that?
Is the policy itself. Is the policy, the process before you can assess it. The process you have to pass through to be able to assess it is what I am questioning.
How are you linking that to the funding with education tax? Do you think?
Listen. If you are funding education, is it not in form of loan? You are giving loan. I mean, you are giving loans to students. You will give loan to students. Okay? How will those students assess that loan? That's my bane of contention. How will they be able to assess it? It is not the one you are giving probably to the university to build their library or to equip their library or to whatever. No, because when you even equip the library and there is no student to go and use that library, what is the point? No, what is the point? Okay, so you are equipping a library.
I guess you are not. I'm not really understanding.
Listen. Initially, you brought in even TED Fund. TED Fund was not giving scholarship. Sure, you know, they were only building structures for universities.
They were giving scholarship to some of the.
How many?
Of course.
Have you ever asked how many people? How many people have been?
This was the news even late last year.
Listen now.
Talking about.
Let us
cutting down on.
Let us be factual here. Out of 100 students, if you are giving scholarship maybe to 2 or 5.
So I really don't understand what you are questioning already.
My question is
the question on the table is funding the education, the students' loan with education tax. But okay, maybe let's not delve into that. Then
I'm not saying you should fund education. Education loan can be student loan with education tax.
So that is not a problem.
Now, it's not a problem.
Okay.
But the accessibility
is what
for you to be able to get it is my own bane of contention.
Okay.
How will a downtrodden student be able to access it? The child of a Worobo seller on the streets, how will such a child be able to access it with little or no encumbrances?
Okay, let me see.
That is my own bane of contention.
I still do not have Dr. Felix Olorunda with me via Zoom anymore. So, and then, of course, our time is fast spent. So, the second question I actually also want us to look into is...
Are you clear with that, my...
Yes, of course. From what I understand, what you believe is it is good that it's funded
good.
That, but then
accessibility by those that really needs it.
Okay, I understand your point now. Now, the federal government still talking about the students' loan. They extended it to skills development and not just formal education. What do you have to say about that?
Great. If only they can bring up all our technical colleges back. Do you understand? You will not be surprised that some of these so-called expatriates that you are seeing in Nigeria here, from Spain, from England, from this, none of them have gone to the university. No, rather technical schools in which they were made to be proficient on skills. You get? Go to UK. Go to UK. You see a lot of our graduates who, after leaving university here, decide to go to some fashion houses to learn how to make hair, to learn how to make dresses and all that. Go and see them in UK. Go and see them in America. And the way they are making money. Okay. So that means the only useful period of their time, of their lifetime, was that probably 6 months or 1 year they have used to learn those skills. The one in the university, for what?
Well, let's not.
Even though I'm not trying to. Do you understand?
Soft skills.
Yes,
now.
but then they should encourage vocational training the more by putting more money in our technical colleges. In our technical, there's one at I always see one at Agidingbi there.
Yes.
At that corner piece. To what extent is that place equipped?
It's still okay.
To what extent is it equipped? I have been to a technical school in Madrid, Spain before, and I saw aircraft engine. Wow. Not a university, aircraft engine.
We will get there.
Do you understand? Come and see computers in where they were training them and all that. Some university graduates don't even know what we call programming.
Okay, we'll have to go now, Dr. Kayode, and that is how much you will go on the Editors Forum today. Thank you so much, Nigerians, for joining us. I'm glad this is very laudable, as you said, you know, extending to skills development. And as he said, hope the government will also look into technical schools some more and make it work. Thank you very much, Dr. Kayode.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.